Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm playing a series of videos I've been doing for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I just saw my mail guy go by. But I'm not expecting anything particularly neat or amazing, so don't care right now. Just bills and bullshit. Anyway, folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing a super cool shirt, folks. When I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom! It's my Head PE shirt. One of the few that I have. Yes, Head PE, they are a band. They, if you watch my show, you know I wear a lot of band shirts. They've been around for a while now, since the early to mid 90s. They've been trucking around for quite a bit. And, I've been fortunate enough over the years, I've been able to see them a number of times. And actually, the first time I saw them was years ago. Back either late teenage years or 2021 at the oldest. They actually were on tour with Mushroom Head on their head-to-head tour. And they eventually extended that because they had, I believe it was Machine Head, I want to say. It was the head-to-head tour. But sadly, I didn't get to see that particular tour. But I did see the head-to-head tour. And I regret the fact now because, I kind of knew who Head PE was at that point in time. But I wasn't as into him as I am now. And I regret the fact that I could have gone over there and maybe got a picture with the lead singer, or at least got him to sign some stuff or something like that. Because he was hanging out after the show, but like I said, I just wasn't as into him. Whereas now, typically when the show is done, unless you do VIP stuff or something, they kind of just go back to your thing. Which isn't a knock against him. The guy's been doing fucking music for decades now. He's allowed to just chill after a show. But anyway, I like these guys a lot. I actually have a number of videos of their performances that I've attended over the years. Not that first one, unfortunately, but anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, folks, it's a sub sandwich review. Boom! It's a sub sandwich. Specifically, it's an Italian submarine sandwich from La Bella Romana. And I got this at Caputo's, which, if you're unfamiliar, Caputo's, they are a supermarket chain. Kind of a little bit more upscale. One of those ones where you can get, sushi and, fresh pizza and stuff. I like going to Caputo's. They're genuinely a really solid chain. And, a lot of times I like to get, weird stuff because they have, import foods and stuff. It's good. It's a good location. A little bit pricey, but, every now and again. I actually wasn't planning on getting a sandwich from Caputo's. I was going to get a sandwich from a spot called Jewel, which is another supermarket chain. But they didn't have my sandwich. So I hopped over to Caputo's, and I was like, I wonder if they have sandwiches. They have sandwiches. So, if you watch my channel, you know I have to preface this with three things. Number one, I've, for over a year now, been going on sub sandwich adventures. Which means I've been going out to basically every location that sells sub sandwiches that's within reasonable distance, trying out their subs and reviewing them, posting them here on YouTube. Second thing, because I'm such a nice guy, I've conveniently located all of those sub sandwich reviews in one playlist called Subs for Subs. If you like my sub sandwich content, first of all, thank you very much. Secondly, if you want it all in one spot, that's where it is. The time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews. So, plenty of sub sandwich content. But, what if you're greedy? What if that's not enough? Just wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is SUBday. Sunday is the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. Time I'm doing this, it's Thursday, so it's going to be a few days before I upload a couple more. Typically, I do 2 of them, but I've stuck to the thing. Every Sunday, I'm getting some sub sandwich reviews. So, if you watch my sub sandwich reviews, you know that when I try out a new sub sandwich location, which I'm going to count this as, I always like to start with their Italian, because if you can't get an Italian sub right, I don't have good hope for you. It's got the ingredients list. It is mortadella capicola, Genoa salami, provolone cheese, all of the things. Yeah, okay, that's basically the main thing. So, let's open it up and try it out. What's the best way to open you? Do you open like this? You open like this. sneaky like that. Or something? What the fuck am I doing here? Okay. Boy, oh boy. I mean, I'm glad they keep it, condensed. It looks pretty dang good. Okay. Okay. It looks, boom, like this. That's a pretty good looking sub sandwich. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty sexy. Ha 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 ha. It's also got some mustard with it. And maybe some mayo. Yeah. I'm just gonna try it plain first, and then we'll kind of go from there, see if it needs the... Give it a go. Right off the bat, the veg is very nice. When we're talking about pre-made subs, that's usually the lowest point. Because it just doesn't sit well, But I think they have the advantage where they've got these nice enclosed bags. That definitely helps out. Because biting into that tomato, that was practically like biting into a fresh tomato. Just nice, the nice acidity to it. That was really good. Really good first impression. The bun itself, I'm here or there on a little bit. So it's a proper kind of sub sandwich type of bun, which I like. But it's a lot for not that much meat. So that's the thing. It's like, and on top of that, because it's not, it is a pre-made sub, you can't really get the proper, like crispy outside, soft inside, but, but it's not bad. It tastes pretty good, so. Even the lettuce tastes fine. It cost me $6.99, so that's not terrible. I mean, that's genuinely not bad. Like, for being a pre-made sub, that is well above what I would consider the standards. And of course, hey, it's a place called Caputo's. You'd imagine they probably have a pretty solid Italian sub sandwich. And in that regard, yeah, man. Like, even though it is a pre-made sub, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to consider this basically a fresh sub. Because it does not taste like a pre-made sub at all. Everything is still really fresh, still very vibrant. You can tell they actually used good ingredients for it. I mean, I tore the thing, but, they got the mortadella, the capicola, the proper stuff that's supposed to be an Italian sub. And you can taste that. Like, the cheese tastes good. Oh man, I wish I had a recording thing. Just so that I could go back to it. The salami. Salami definitely tastes good. That's definitely, of the meats, you get that nice kind of extra saltiness. Ham tastes good. Like, it tastes like a genuinely proper sub sandwich. If you handed this to me, I went over there and I just tried it blind, I would not be able to tell you that this was a pre-made sub. It genuinely just tastes like a proper one. It's good. It's fresh. Everything about it is nice and tasty. This is a genuinely very solid sub. Now, especially with Italian sub sandwich, I mentioned this before. When you get an Italian sub sandwich just right, when it has all the proper proportions and everything, you get what I like to refer to as the Italian sub sandwich flavor, where it just all comes together. It all homogenizes into one beautiful, perfect flavor. Does this achieve that? No. But here's why. You got no Italian dressing on, which I understand why they didn't do for a pre-made sub. I fully get that. But it does go over there, it's one of those things where it's like, I understand why it wasn't there, and that's the right decision, but it does ultimately hurt it in the Italian sub sandwich category, because it just doesn't taste quite the way you want it to. But it is a proper Italian sub sandwich in every other regard. My biggest criticism of it is just that I feel like it's more bun than meat. It's a good bun, but either they needed a little bit more meat to go with it, or they needed a little bit smaller bun. But that's it. That's genuinely my only gripe with it. Otherwise, it's just genuinely tasty. Two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes, genuinely. Like, the thing is, for me personally, could I get a better Italian sub sandwich at various places? Yeah, absolutely. Like, a lot of places. I have a lot of really good sub places around me. This one, as good as it is, it's not quite going to contend with like a proper deli or something like that. That's its own league. But better than like Subway or fucking even something like Jimmy John's. Like, I would genuinely say that again, it's maybe not quite up there like say like your Jersey Mike's and stuff, but it's really proper. And if I could go over there and pick this up while I'm doing some shopping every now and again, yeah, okay, I would get it. Wouldn't be my go-to Italian sub, but every now and again. And if I'm recommending it, I mean, if you've ever, made your way through a Caputo's and seen their pre-made stuff and thought, maybe, give it a go. Again, I don't think it should be the basis for what you determine your love or lack thereof of Italian sub sandwiches. Still go out and get a proper Italian sub sandwich. But if you want just a solid sandwich, this is a solid sandwich. So, 5 things before I get here, folks. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, spend the rest of your folks. Go over there and yourselves a truly, surprisingly good supermarket sub sandwich-tastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You're try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life is frustrating, folks. It just is, I mean, we try to go over there and find ways to kind of supplement things and figure stuff out, but we're still going to have days where we're just not able to do that. And when we do, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe there's like a supermarket chain near you that has some banging ass sandwiches. You can go over there and hit me up in the comments section. There was this one guy. I do not remember his name off the top of my head. I apologize, by the way, if you still watch my videos. He hasn't commented in a while, but he would always remark, to the effect, I think his name was Justin, maybe? He'd always remark to the fact that, like, you could get really good sandwiches from where he was at, like some store that he liked to go to. But I think he was from, like, North Carolina or something like that. Like, he was far away, But, hey, that's still cool for me to learn. And, I don't typically travel much or at all realistically, but doesn't mean I never will. And if you have some really great sandwich shops or something like that, please feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'd love to give them a try. Or conversely, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can keep your sandwich secrets to yourself. You can take that with you to the grave if you so decide. Maybe you know the best sandwich shop in America and be like, no, all for me. I wouldn't recommend that, but you do you. Bye.